Hey everyone, welcome to the Daily Antidote of Song brought to you by Carpe Diem Arts. My name is Shruthi Veena Vishwanath. I'm tuning in from Pune in the western part of India today. It is so good to see all of you, to be back in the Zoom room, to know that there is a community of singers, of songsters, of artists who occupy this space and share music and breath and song every day. It gives so much hope. This is day 1648 of the Daily Antidote of Song, which is ridiculously beautiful, and may it continue for a long time. To everyone in the room, thank you for being here to the live stream. Hello, welcome from wherever in the world you might be tuning in. And thank you for being here. We hope that these songs hold you. If you want to know how to get into the Zoom room, please go on to Carpe Diem Arts website. To everyone in the room, welcome. Thank you for being here. To Joe and constant holding of this whole program and behind the scenes. Thank you to Ariana in LA, to Mary in Massachusetts, to Hoda in BC. Welcome. To Ruth and Clive in Birmingham, to Linda on Orcas Island, to Susan in Cincinnati. Welcome. To Arlene in Berkeley, to Sheila in Florida, to Andy Davis. Welcome. To Kathy in Colorado, and for constantly reminding us of the lands that we stand on. Welcome. To Kat, to Caroline in DC, to Delhi in Maryland, Athena in Brooklyn. Welcome. To Carolyn Kingston, welcome. To Dory and perhaps Ollie on Rhode Island, welcome. To Barbara in Massachusetts, welcome. To Sandy in Western North Carolina, perhaps. Welcome to Aloysius in Massachusetts, Jane, Texas, May, Sarah in Texas as well, Gary in Massachusetts, Kathleen in Albuquerque, welcome. To Storm in Massachusetts and on the beautiful Zoomiverse, welcome. To Elizabeth in California, Dawn, Nancy in Washington State, Mabel, and perhaps a bear, Anne in Nashville, Kevin in DC, Anne in Silver Spring, Liana and Alice, welcome. To Bob, welcome. To Carolyn, Connecticut, welcome. Anyone who I may have missed, I promise I will do a very exuberant goodbye at the end of the half hour, so stay tuned for that. Today is day 1648, and on this beautiful day, we welcome back a very familiar face, a friend, singer-songwriter, storyteller, world-renowned song leader. Give it up for Reggie Harris, everyone, coming in from New York today. Reggie, what are we singing? Tell us.
We are singing one of the classic songs of the modern civil rights movement. A song that, a lot of these songs really talked about things that people were reaching for, aspiring to. And this one is no different. If you miss me from the back of the bus and you can't find me nowhere, come on up to the front of the bus, because I'll be sitting up there, obviously talking about making movements to free up space on the bus and to have people ride anywhere on the bus that they wanted to ride. And the song is, as most of these songs are, fairly repetitive. So once you get the first verse, you're pretty much there. So I'm going to just kind of roll through the chorus, as such as it were, and then I'll just roll through how the verse goes, and the song is really compact. The chorus goes like this: I'll be sitting up there, I'll be sitting up there, come on up to the front of the bus, I'll be sitting up there, so I'll be sitting up there, I'll be sitting up there, we go, oh, come on up to the front of the bus, I'll be sitting up there. So the verse, each of the verses talks about a different thing that people were working on. We're talking about being able to ride on public transportation. We're talking about being able to go swimming in public pools, which of course in segregated places, both north and south. People were had to go swimming in the river or swimming in ponds or swimming in unsafe places because their tax dollars was paying for pools they couldn't use. We're talking about being able to go to the school or college of your choice. We're talking about being able to get on picket lines or do protests, which in so many places were outlawed. That sounds like a theme that's happening all over again. Imagine that. So we're going to sing this in the spirit of those who were working and marching and protesting and aspiring to freedom in the civil rights movement. But also, we're going to sing that for now because we're going through, as we all know, the very same thing. So take a nice deep breath and get ready. Here's how the verse goes. If you miss me from the back of the bus, you can't find me nowhere. Come on up to the front of the bus. I'll be sitting up there. Well, I'll be sitting up there. I'll be sitting up there. Oh, come on up to the front of the bus. I'll be sitting up there. If you miss me from the Mississippi River, you can't find me nowhere. Oh, come on down to the city pool. I'll be swimming right there. Oh, I'll be swimming right there. I'll be swimming right there. Oh, come on down to the city pool. I'll be swimming right there. Well, if you miss me from Jackson State, you can't find me nowhere. Come on over to Ole Miss. I'll be learning right there. Oh, I'll be learning right there. I'll be learning right there. Oh, come on over to Ole Miss. I'll be learning right there. Well, if you miss me from the picket line, you can't find me nowhere. Come on down to the jailhouse. I'll be rooming right there. I'll be rooming right there. I'll be rooming right there. Oh, come on up to the jailhouse. I'll be right there. Now, if you miss me from the cotton fields, you can't find me nowhere. Come on down to the voting booth. I'll be voting right there. Well, I'll be voting right there. I'll be voting right there. Come on down to the courthouse. I'll be right there. Well, if you miss me from the voting booth, you can't find me nowhere. Come on over to the White House. I'll be living right there. Well, I'll be living right there. I'll be living right there in November. Come on over to the White House. I'll be living right there. Aspirational.
Wow. Thank you for this song, Reggie. I mean, I know that the context is quite specific to your part of the world, but I
Mm-hmm.
think that the echoes of it certainly resonate very deeply, even with me here on right across the other side of the world in India, because I think the same stories are happening, and the moment we see two people as unequal because of whatever it is, the color of their skin, their caste, their religion, their XYZ. Thank you for this powerful, powerful reminder. What a stunning song it is.
It's a remarkable song, and yeah, we as we look back in history, we realize that so many of the lessons that certainly in the modern civil rights movement, but so many of the lessons in justice movements all around the world have learned from each other. And yes, it's important to remember that the mechanics or the look of the movement, the impetus for what people are working for, might be slightly different based on, as you say, maybe it's race, maybe it's color, maybe it's religion, maybe it's gender. But all of these movements are basically fighting for the dignity and the worth of every human being. And so we look around the world and we see what other folks are doing. Certainly, the modern civil rights movement learned a lot from India and from Gandhi and from the nonviolent movement. That was one of the things that made the civil rights movement here so effective. Was in taking ideas from other places around the world and using them to, it's important that we remember that we don't always have to reinvent the wheel.
Well, thank you for that. One question that I wanted to ask, which has come up sort of increasingly, is what do you think about somebody like me, perhaps sitting on the other side of the world, maybe not having the exact context of the song, or maybe somebody who has not lived through the same circumstances, somebody who's perhaps not felt the same discrimination, or perhaps whose forefathers may have been the ones discriminating, also singing this song with you? What are the nuances of that? Because I know that that varies with each person and their belief system. But what are your thoughts on that? Would you mind sharing a little bit?
Sure. My general thoughts are that we land where we are in the world, or we form a worldview based on things that we are exposed to, things that we have come to know either because we're taught or because we observe them. Uh, and it's really funny. A few years ago, back in 2015, I was part of a conference in Birmingham, Alabama, that was put on by the group, the Living Legacy Project, of whom I'm a member, and so we had this conference because it was the 50th anniversary of an event called Bloody Sunday, where 600 people, African Americans in this case, marched across the Edmund Pettus Bridge in Selma, Alabama, and they were attacked by the authorities, by police and state police, and they were repelled simply because they were mourning the death of one of their community members, and wanted to send a message that they were no longer going to put up with people being killed because they were trying to vote, or people being killed because they wanted equal access to education. So we were all at this conference, and we had one of the amazing speakers here in America, the Reverend William C. Barber. And he talked about the fact that when we're part of these movements, we always have to remember that our message has to go out in a way that will allow people who are not part of our movement, or who maybe don't understand the context of what it is that we are working towards. But it gives them access to the information they need to make a decision as to whether or not they want to support us. And as one of the people who founded a thing called Moral Mondays, so, where they just invited anybody to come and to protest for jobs, or for health care, or for voting rights, or for education rights. And he said something that day that was just perfect for me. He said, you have to invite people into your movement and believe that even if they're your enemy, that they can change. He said, if indeed you do not hold in your heart the possibility that people, regardless of whatever they have done, cannot see the error of their ways and change, then eventually you will become the very thing you hate. And I just loved that. And it's been something I've been carrying in my heart. So as I sing these songs, or as I travel around and I talk to groups, or sing for groups, or tell stories about that time or this time, I always try to remember that, you can't fault people for what they don't know. And it is our job then, those of us who accept this belief, it is our job to make information accessible in a way that encourages people to find their humanity in your story, and then think about living into it. And sometimes it's a very hard thing to do. because, we face some really horrible situations where some awful, devastatingly tragic things have happened. But even in that moment, we have to keep in our hearts the feeling that, given the right information and given the connection to the humanity of in us all, that people can change, and we have to believe they can.
Wow. Wow. What a powerful, powerful message. Just I'm gonna just breathe that in for a minute and just inviting everyone in the room to breathe that in. Yeah.
I had the
Thank you,
opportunity
Reggie, for
last
your
night. Go ahead. I was going
I
to
said
say I
thank you for
had.
your light.
I'm on time here. I was just going to say that last night I had the opportunity to meet with a class at the Central Connecticut State University, and it was a group of social workers and community health workers, and my message to them was exactly that, that we, in our world, that we have to embrace complexity, and we have to do things in our lives that brings us alive and fills us with compassion and joy, because that's what the world needs. As Howard Thurman, the great theologian, said, the world needs people who have come alive. So, and they need song.
Wow. Before we dive into the song again, do you have anything coming up? Do you have anything that you'd like to share with folks in the room or
I
in the
do.
audience room?
I'm actually performing this weekend in Gettysburg, PA. I'm doing a show with my dear good friend Greg Greenway. We're doing our show Deeper Than the Skin. And if you want to find out information about that, you can go on my Facebook page or on my website. It's put on by a number of groups in Gettysburg. The show on Saturday night will be at 6:30. And then we're doing a church service at the Unitarian Universalist congregation in Gettysburg on Sunday morning at 10:30. And then I'll be going from there to Nazareth University. Da, 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 show the shirt. Da, da, da. And we're doing Deeper Than the Skin there. And I'll also be doing a book release event for my memoir that came out in April. Searching for solid ground. So that'll be happening at Nazareth University in Rochester, New York. And then the next week, Greg and I will be performing in Harrisburg. So look on my website, reggieharrismusic.com. And if you're anywhere near any of those places, be sure to drop in and stay current. It's so good to see all of your faces here as I'm looking over these wonderful little colorful boxes. Oh, I love this community. It's great. So that's what's up with me.
Sounds awesome, Reggie. Good luck with everything. Thank you for the song, and
You're welcome.
really, we'd love to sing this with you again.
Okay, let's do it. Well, if you miss me from the back of the bus, you can't find me nowhere. Come on up to the front of the bus. I'll be sitting up there. I'll be sitting up there. I'll be sitting up there. Oh, come on up to the front of the bus. I'll be sitting up there. Well, if you miss me from the Mississippi River, you can't find me nowhere. Come on down to the swimming pool. I'll be swimming right there. Here we go. I'll be swimming right there. I'll be swimming right there. Oh, come on down to the swimming pool. I'll be swimming right there. Now, if you miss me from my Jackson State, you can't find me nowhere. Come on over to Old miss. I'll be learning right there. Well, I'll be learning right there. I'll be learning right there. Oh, come on over, oh, miss. I'll be learning right there. Well, if you miss me from the picket line, you can't find me nowhere. Oh, come on down to the jailhouse. I'll be rooming right there. Well, I'll be rooming over there. I'll be rooming over there. Oh, come on over to the jailhouse. I'll be rooming right there. Well, if you miss me from the cotton fields, you can't find me nowhere. Oh, come on down to the courthouse. I'll be voting right there. Well, I'll be voting right there. I'll be voting right there. Oh, come on down to the courthouse. I'll be voting right there. Well, if you missed me from the voting booth, you can't find me nowhere. Oh, White House, come on over to the White House. I'll be living right there. I'll be living right there. I'll be living right there. Oh, come on over to the White House. I'll be living right there. Well, all right. Well, we're getting ready for a blue wave or whatever we want to call it, but we are going to win. When we fight, we win. So remember to keep doing something. And as Michelle Obama said, you got to believe that hope is making a comeback.
Give it up for Reggie Harris, everyone, coming in from New York today. Thank you so, so, so much. Beautiful song. Resonates across the oceans, across Zoomverses, and lands right in the heart.
Hey, it's great to meet you. And it's great to see all of you.
Thank you so much, everyone, for being at the Daily Antidote of Song Day 1648. Let's give a big thank you and wave goodbye to Reggie, everyone. Thank you so much, Reggie, for your song, for your energy, and for just being here. Coming up later in the week, tomorrow we have Julia Friend and Chick Street Man, Marilena Anzini, Moon Clemetson to round up the week. Yeah, we're singing here every day, 12 ET, I guess that's what it is. Yeah, Eastern Time. It is 9:55 p.m. for me at night. So I will wave goodbye to all of you and then head off to bed. So goodbye to the live stream and to Annie and Andy and to Ariana in LA, Hoda in BC, Susan in Cincinnati, Arlene in Berkeley. Goodbye. Have a lovely day. To Kathy in Colorado and in Nashville. To Mary holding behind the scenes, Athena in Brooklyn. Thank you. Goodbye. Have a lovely day. To Dory and Ollie, perhaps in Rhode Island, Barbara in Massachusetts, Dawn and the Curly Tops, and everyone on the screen, Liana in Vermont, to Kathleen in Albuquerque, to Deborah in Kentucky, to Pauline, Dad, Phil, and let me read that. I need to go to and Shizuka in Newcastle, UK. Thank you so much for being here, and goodbye to Jane in Texas, Lynn and Cliff in Vermont, Ruth and Clive in Birmingham, Mabel and a bear. Goodbye. Thank you so much for being here. To Sheila in Florida, Caroline in DC, Gary in Massachusetts. Goodbye. Have a lovely day wherever you are. To Linda on Orcas Island, Bob and Cat Cox and Aloysius. Goodbye. Thank you for being here. To Storm in Massachusetts, Anne in Silver Spring, Sarah in Texas, Nancy in Washington State. Thank you for being here. Goodbye. To Kevin in DC, Carol in Connecticut, Martha, thank you for being here. Goodbye. To LMG in Connecticut and Joe today in New Hampshire. Thank you for holding. Thank you for being here.